I started playing piano when I was like 8 years old. We had a house in Connecticut, my family, and I just took lessons like on the weekends, and that's pretty much where I started like playing. And then from there, like I switched a bunch of teachers, and I've just had a lot of different experience with different people, but for like the past 5 or 6 years, I've stayed with the same teacher. She's in New York. Most of my learning is done like through FaceTime. Like I'll just FaceTime her in Grizz. We have like a keyboard down there, and she'll just work with me over the phone.
As I understand it, you can't read music, so how has this affected your ability to play?
I know like how to read certain notes on like a scale, but I can't like look at sheet music and just like play it automatically. I know some kids who can. It's really impressive. So I don't know, it's affected me in a way where like I need someone to kind of help me if I don't know how to play a certain part in the music, but that's where my teacher comes in for me most of the time. But a lot of it is done through just memorization, like muscle memory, and just like my ear, just listening to the notes. Just for fun, like I produce beats on my computer. None of them are very good, but I do work with, or I have worked with Alex Colwell, Chase Johnson, and I've produced a few tracks for a rap group that Jack Scoma, Chris Crane, Chase, and I are in.
So how did you guys start working with Luke Guida?
Well, we met him last year at Raymond, and then we become pretty good friends with him. And one day in Irwin, he showed us one of his beats that he made, like, that's for fun, and then he suggested that we go to Grizz and freestyle to it.
How would you describe his production style?
Well, he does a lot of like different stuff. Whatever we really ask, he like can really make a beat to anything, cause he has a lot of like musical experience from like piano. So he just uses that to just uses his ear to make anything.
Hi, and welcome to L10. I'm Michaela Boxley. You just got a look inside the musical mind of third former Luke Young, brought to you by senior features producer Fiona Pando. We have a lot of great stories to tell you in this week's show, and before we get into the rest of them, here's what's happening at Lawrenceville right now. On Wednesday, in honor and memory of those harmed in the terror attacks this past Sunday in Sri Lanka, Laurentians held a gathering outside of the Edith Memorial Chapel. During the service, several students shared word from the religious and spiritual traditions, and students and faculty reflected upon the events through both silence and song. Also this week, Robert George, a Princeton professor of jurisprudence and a conservative political thinker, visited Lawrenceville. Hosted by fifth formers Ethan Johnson and Anton Candelin, members of the Leadership in Ethics and Policy Club, George answered questions from the student body and shared his expertise and opinions. Now, Brian Tan, our senior features producer, will take you to meet fifth former Sarah Dasgupta, who used her 2018 Wells Award grant to create a 3D printed prosthetic hand.
I'm Sarah Dasgupta. I'm a fifth former in Reynolds. I was born with 2 fingers on my left hand, and I had a couple surgeries done on it when I was younger, but now it doesn't really affect me too much. I can pretty much do most things that most people can do, except that one thing where you like take your thumb off. I can't do that with my left hand. But other than that, I can do pretty much anything. My parents had a prosthetic hand made for me, and it was one of your traditional prosthetic hands, so it was made out of silicone, and it took a long time to make it actually. Like most prosthetics that young children get, I outgrew it pretty quickly. It was never super comfortable to wear, and it didn't have a whole lot of functionality. Once I got to high school, I started looking into 3D printed prosthetics because 3D printing is a very effective and efficient way to get inexpensive prosthetics to children who need them. That sort of thing got me kind of interested in what I could do for myself and other people who are missing digits or limbs. I researched 3D printing and 3D printing in prosthetics. I visited Dr. Ottensmeyer, who works at the CMIIT simulation lab at Harvard. I toured different labs and took the information that I got from researchers there to build my own. I've made 2 prosthetics. This was the first. Initially, I just made it very large. And so then the second one I made can grip things and give people more functionality. When I move my hand down like this, the finger's closed. If one finger is stopped, the other ones continue to move. And you can stop 2, that becomes a little more difficult. The point of it is that it'll be able to grasp irregular objects. I did this as part of my Wells Grant project. There are so many niche fields that haven't been explored as much as they should be and deserve to be. So I think that the more that people follow their own passions and look into their own lives for things that can be improved, having this grant available is really great for getting students to think about what they're passionate about, what they want to research. I think that that's a really great place to start. By the way, you can hold a phone like this, putting that out there, I don't know.
Specialty producer Kelsey McAllister takes you inside the family that is Lawrenceville's Jewish Students Organization and their celebration of Passover 2019 with Rabbi Levy.
The JSO is a place for Jewish and non-Jewish students alike to share Jewish culture and Jewish holidays and to just have a really nice Jewish community and presence on campus.
This includes weekly Friday Shabbats, dinners at Rabbi's house, celebrating all the major holidays, and honestly it's just really just a giant big family.
The point of Passover essentially is to celebrate Jewish values like perseverance and community and the importance of leaning on the people around you.
We have kosher for Passover meals in the dining halls for all 8 days, and then on all the nights we're going to meet in Abbott just to come together as a community and eat dinners. But I have to give it out to Rabbi for putting it all together for us.
She really does make her house all of our homes. She's so welcoming to every single student, faculty member, community member, and it really wouldn't be a holiday without Rabbi.
So you don't have to be Jewish to be a part of the community. And I really like that about Lawrenceville. And we've even had presidents of the JSO who haven't been Jewish. Why do they need to be, right? But they have learned so much about Judaism and about sharing their own customs and the ins and outs of that interaction that I think it's really been amazing.
The Jewish Student Organization is here as a resource for anyone who needs it because family is so important to Judaism, and that's what we and Rabbi especially hope to create.
JSO means so much to me, and I think the rest of the Jewish people at the school, because the Jewish community is so small, and so it's really nice to just be able to have Rabbi here and be able to come together often as a community and really just celebrate our culture.
Thank you, Kelsey. And now, more of this week's headlines. This week, Laurentians voted for finalists for 3 student council positions. They selected Jason Wang and Maggie Ross as finalists for Vice President of Social Life, Louis Sardane, Damie Kim, and Andrew Tokarski as finalists for the Vice President of Academics, and Teo Bami and myself for finalists of Vice President of Honor. The debate forum and all-school election will take place on May 2nd, this Thursday. Senior sports producer Lucas Sims brings us our final story this week about a group that doesn't always get the spotlight but loves what they do. Meet the boys golf team.
On one hand, it's an individual sport. On the other hand, it's a sport where you play as a team. We're all trying to score well so we can get the dub.
When you're coming out to play 5 holes of golf with your buddies for practice, it's pretty easy to get close to them and because you're talking the whole time and you're not really strapping on a helmet and pads to go out and hit them. You're just hitting balls with them.
There's my friend Michael Bowes on the team, and he's been beating me this year, but we're usually of comparable skill level. We go out and play a lot. We've played outside of the team at different courses a couple of times. So it's good to have someone on the team who I can kind of have a friendly competition against.
The best part is really to finish school every day and have a very relaxing but also fun and motivated hour or 2 on the golf course. I've played golf for a lot of years now, and it's been probably my favorite sport. I really want to contribute to the team, to be an active player and to help others on the team as well.
Another thing that people really like about the team dynamic is when we play away matches, we play in foursomes, so 2 Lawrenceville guys and 2 of our opponents. It's pretty fun playing with them, and they're there to calm you down when you're hitting some bad shots, and keep you high when you're hitting some good shots, and encourage you. So everybody loves playing with their friends in a match environment, especially where it helps a lot to have someone that you're close with.
Thank you for tuning into this week's show. If you'd like to meet the team that made it happen, watch our video, Welcome to the New L10, on Lawrenceville's YouTube channel. Be on the lookout for more content on both YouTube and Instagram, and if you have a story that you want us to tell, reach out to anyone on our team, drop a comment below this video, or stop by our office in the basement of Pop Hall. That's all for this week, and from all of us here at L10, thank you for watching. See you next time.